In this first week, we are going to start by addressing the energetic movements with our arms. So all the energetic movements, energetic moments that are happening in our arms. Next week, we'll work through our legs. The following week, we're going to be talking about our spine. So we're going to start with Caroline in her first exercise. She's going to be laying flat on the floor. So she's going to be thinking supine on her back. And she's just gonna relax. So I want your dancers to take a couple of breaths, and every time they breathe in, as they're exhaling, I want them to like sink farther into the floor and just kind of ground down into the floor, finding additional relaxation. And you can even cue them for each breath to have a different moment of their body. So maybe the first breath is just like their head just drawing down into the floor, grounding down to the floor. Maybe it's their shoulders next, maybe it's their lower back and hips. Maybe it's their legs, maybe it's their arms. And then everything just finds this intensity and weight to it. And now we're going to be talking about really finding the expansiveness and the extension in the arms. I want this to come from a relaxed place into an energetic place. In the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to start to find energetic lengthening and engagement. So now that your dancers are relaxed, they're grounded into the floor, everything's relaxed down to the floor, we're going to find the expansiveness in the joints, specifically in the arms. And so the first round for your dancers, if you wanted to, you could go around and gently pull the arm so that it's finding expansiveness in the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. So for that, I would gently grab her arm and I would start to reach it away from that shoulder joint. And then release. And then I would slowly grab the other arm, reach it away, finding space in all the joints, and release back down to the floor. Now, after your dancer has felt that and felt that extension, we're going to have them start to find that stretch and extension on their own. And so Caroline will start with her right arm. She's going to reach and find that expansiveness for 4, 3, 2, 1. She'll relax back 4, 3, 2. Now she's going to go to the other side and reaching, expanding 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it back 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, the really great thing that you can see about Caroline is that when she has 4 counts, instead of finding the expansiveness fast, she's going to take all that time and lengthen through until that very last count. And that's really important for our dancers because when they're on stage and they have a moment of stillness, sometimes that moment can last for several counts. And so having that moment where it continuously grows until the end of the music, or even an extension, instead of getting that extension up on 1 and then just holding it in stillness for 2, 3, 4, your dancer can be like 1, 2, 3, just finally getting there and expanding more on 4, and then bringing that energy back down, right? Same with that upper body that we're focusing on today. So with this exercise, you can also do the same thing with her legs. We're not going to do all of her body parts today, but you can hold the legs and reach them. She can extend the legs on their own. Same thing with the crown of the head, really gently. You can grab behind the neck, have them relax the crown of the head, and then just reach and extend it. Now, unlike the arms where you see like this extreme difference, with the crown of the head, it's just going to be a slight lift and pressure release from where the shoulders are, right? So it's just a slight lift and extension. So that'll be our first exercise as we're getting dancers to understand the expansiveness in their upper body. For this next exercise, we're going to go into that expansiveness again and thinking about the shoulders and the arms. And so Caroline's going to come into a plank position. And these are going to be little shoulder presses. So what she's going to do is from her plank, she is going to sink down into the floor with her shoulders, right? As if her shoulder blades are touching each other. Then she's going to press away from the floor, pressing her upper back into my hand, and then even more pressing through the joints and away from the floor as if she's trying to push her hands off the floor, but they stay planted. Shoulder releasing again, sinking, and now pressing through and pressing away. Awesome. So start with 4, build up to 8 to 16 of those with your dancer. That's really going to help them feel where their plank would be from that sinking position, where the plank would be, and then the extra additional expansiveness through those joints to get to an even more powerful position. In this next exercise, we're gonna go back into that plank position. So Caroline's gonna find her plank, the nice stable element that she had before. Now she's going to reach and expand through a side plank. So she's going to open towards you. Her left arm is coming towards the ceiling. And with the same energy she had on the floor, she's going to reach as if she can actually touch the ceiling. So reaching up more, then she's going to cross over, come back through the plank. But this time that hand is going to slide down the opposite leg. So she's going to find the flatness of the plank and keeping the shoulders nice and square, she's going to see how much energy she can reach past the leg, and then she'll bring it back to that side plank. So side plank up, 2, 3, 4, cross and reach, 2, 3, 4, nice, and release that out. So do 1 to 2 where your dancers are just finding their placement, really crossing over. Now, as they cross over and find that additional reach, we don't want them to sink across. So we don't want the shoulder to close off. We want that energy to still reach flat. Hips are still reaching flat, and it won't go very far. So the point won't be to have this happen. The point's just going to be to find this cross-body energy that your dancers were going to want later, right? Now, from there, once you know that they can get those positions without closing off or twisting the hips, let them rest because it is very difficult. Then get them back in that position and a little bit quicker, do 4 to 8 of those on each side. In this final exercise for our arm series, we're going to be holding on to some resistance as we try to draw and expand our arms. So Caroline is going to take this band, this stretch band, and she's going to be about 4, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops apart. So she has 5 loops in between. Now, if your dancers are starting and they need less resistance, you could put more loops in between. If they need more resistance, you could get closer, but don't have so many loops that they don't have any resistance. So really check that your dancers during all elements of this exercise have some resistance going on their arms. So Caroline's going to come into a second position. She's going to keep her arms, this is her neutral position for this exercise. Now, she's going to sustain that placement on her left arm as she brings her right arm forward. So she's coming into that third position alignment. A lot of our preps for pirouette will come here. Now, as she's here, she's going to start to expand and extend the stabilizing arm even farther. See if she can touch me. There it is. And now holding that sustained position, she's going to open her other arm back out to second. And now she's going to reach farther with both arms. So extending that energy even more. Good. You can do 4 to 8 times on the same arm, or you can alternate arms each side. So this time she's going to bring that left arm in towards the midline of the body. Yeah, see how stable she is in her core. Everything from her purple-green connector points to her ribs are staying nice in alignment. Reaching even farther with her right hand. She's got me again. Nice. And now reaching back out. Holding that extension, holding it, and reaching farther with both arms. Nice energy, and release. These exercises in this portion of our expansion series are really going to help your dancers to understand the length that they have. So a lot of times dancers are dancing with this internalized energy. It's not really a projected energy that's open towards the audience or open towards who they're dancing for, right? And so with that internalized energy, a lot of their movements come this way. And this series is going to help. We're focusing upper body here, but a lot of the series is going to help with this expansive projected energy towards the audience, towards the back row, right? And just making our dancers look bigger, longer, and really filling up the movement and the space. So we're